Just seeing if you guys can hear and see me. I was trying to get a camera to work. But it doesn't seem to be working yet. Maybe it will by the time we get started. How's everybody doing? Ooh, we've already had a ton of chat. A ton of chat today. Birthday weekend was good. Let's see, can y'all see the starting screen? And hear me. Yay. All right. Thank you, Lemon and Mary and Kimberly, Servin, Chelsea, Letitia, Libby, Carrie, and Abba for joining the club. I hope those memberships are awful helpful. Hey, Love Muffin. Hey, Eva. Birthday weekend was great. I wish the camera would work. I'm not big on it. I didn't go out and do a lot. I just didn't go live Friday. Seeing if that works, but that's probably not going to work. But I went out Sunday to a little food truck festival in town or something or another, and with two of my boys. One of them was swimming over at a friend's house, but my oldest and my middle child, Travi, we went to a food truck. We ate at like 3 different food trucks on a beautiful Sunday afternoon and brought some grub home. And I've been working away on the nervous system section. I've got 3 pages left to do, and then I can post this one up, and I'm all done with it. And TikTok just gave me 15 minutes before I started this live access to their OBS thing. So now I can stream like I do on YouTube, but on TikTok, I just have to figure out their system where I can share 2 cameras at the same time. And I'm so excited about that. I was playing around with it, which made me lose time for just a minute trying to get all these cameras to work. Hoping I could get it done right now. But that didn't work. But anyway, I'm so excited. That's a nice birthday present from TikTok. I've only been asking for a year and a half. Even Twinkle and I have both been trying to get my TikTok streaming ability. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to tell her. She's probably still at work right now. All right. Hey, Amy. Hey, Gupta. Hey, Deep. How's everybody doing? Hey, Johns. Did anybody take the exam this weekend? Let's hear about it. A question for you, Miss Erin, says one of the numbers got cut off on a picture. Yep. Are you sure that you are making sure that when you are printing any of my PDFs, you print with no margins, because nothing can be cut off if you view it or print it with no margins. It's not an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It's bigger than that, so be sure and don't print these with margins. It's better viewed on a PDF. 7/6/26. You said the last example on the bottom says, yeah, R60 point, just a 0.1. It's just a 0.1. That's all it says. 0.1. See if I can get this camera to work. Nope, of course not. Won't work there. It's a 0.1. All right. And that's part of the lab and path. My oldest took pictures of that. So it's the first time he's ever taken pictures of the notes. So I didn't look at them either. So it may very well be cut off. I just let him take the pictures. Can we draw in the CPT book as well? I do. I draw on it all the time. I drew pictures of the Lefort fractures in the nervous system this week. I draw pictures in it all the time. Hey Heather, hey Go-Kart, hey Jen, hey Casey. OBS is awesome. Yes, I should be able to now stream through OBS with TikTok. So I'm excited. But also TikTok has their own streaming OBS type software that I did download, and I've been playing around with it, and I know how to use it, but I just got to get it all set up because I didn't have permission to be in it. Jen's taking hers this Saturday. Bless your heart. Aaron, I was viewing it on a computer screen, but that's crazy. Yeah, he may have cut off that little one right there. Could very well have. I'll have to double check that one. I didn't take the pictures, so I don't know for 100%. I'll make sure, Aaron. All right, Kimberly. Did not pass my exam, but I know where my ACE areas are and where to focus forward. That's good, Kimberly. I didn't even try my first attempt. I was like, I just want to see what this thing is about. Hey, Denise. I like to draw illustrations too. Yep. Hey, Jennifer, you're taking yours on Thursday. I know the in-person has different test versions A, B, C, but does the online? Or is it the same each time? I believe it's different each time you take it, and they do have two different versions. If it's the very first time you take it online, it's version G, I believe. And then when you don't pass it and you need to take it again, they give you version H. Now, G and H may have different subcategories too, but those are the two main categories for the online exam. Let's see, where was I at today? That's Discord. Just in case, note y'all are not in Discord, be sure and join our Discord. I put this picture right here, this code for the 62270 with this picture of somebody laying on their back because I was working on the nervous system. I've heard tell from a little birdie that code's important, and it's often an example that teachers or courses skim over, but it could be on the exam. So I put an illustration of what's going on in the code descriptor in our Discord group in the room called CPT Code Resources. So I've done a couple of those. So if I post a picture like this, it's because I'm working in that section and building my notes, and then I may have heard some ESP from somebody and think that this code might be important. It could be wrong, but at least you're learning something about a code. But go through here and see if I've posted any others. But anyway, that's pretty cool right there in our Discord group. Where else do I need to go? Right here? No. Here? No. I know my Word document is there. Where did I put the other page? Ooh, I got a camera working. Ooh, that's nice. I was looking for you. Let me rearrange this for a second. Let me see, where's transform? Let's flip that 90 degrees. Yeah, there we go. I got shadows though. I need me a better lighting on in here. But I've only got, oh, that's lab and path. That's lab and path. Where was I at today? I was in the nervous system. I've only got these 3 pages left to do. And what's one thing that is pretty important is to know whether your headers, what's going on in your headers for this section. So are you doing an excision? If you are, what kind of nerves are you doing? So excisions of somatic nerves, or let's see, where's another one? Another header that y'all might see. Or am I doing neurotransmitters in the peripheral nerves? So super cool with these questions. Before you look at the CPT code or the code descriptors, go back and look for your header and then skim your question. Am I doing a neurotransmitter or am I doing an excision? That will help you eliminate questions a lot faster. Sammy, you be good or I'm going to boot you. So that's pretty cool. That's helpful. Keep yourself straight with the headers for sure. Let me read chat. Let's see. Becky said she didn't pass either. And she did her second time at the end of March. Now I'm trying to find a job. Good luck with the exams. Oh, but she didn't pass the first time, but she did pass the second time at the end of the March. Now she's trying to find a job. I did a post in, again, our Discord the other day that turned out really cool. Who was I talking to? I was answering the wrong question. She was asking something totally different. And then, of course, I chimed in, not realizing what she was asking. And I put in a huge list of businesses that I found that were hiring. Where were we at? That's the hard part, is finding where was all the conversations. I think she might have been in the job resources room. And where were we at? This lady was talking about Cigna had a job opening for customer service reps for up to $22 an hour with no CPC needed. So I posted her TikTok there. And who was it I was talking to? I'll know her when I think of her. I think it was Shannon, wasn't it? I was trying to answer her question, but was totally wrong with what I was answering. But I went and found a whole list of jobs and posted them here of where I think she should be looking. I don't know why we've got all these split shared conversations in our job resources room, but we do. Oh, I did post some free Microsoft training right here for SQL skills. Just learning how to query numbers and things. If you ever wanted to get into auditing and stuff like that, they have a lot of free courses for beginners. If you wanted to learn how to use data sets and be able to generate reports out of them, even just if knowing it by the basics, going through the little training course, super helpful, and you can add that to your resume. It's cool, but no, that's definitely not where that question was. But anyway, there was a list that I posted in here recently, and I went through, like, y'all all know the different types of EHRs, like Epic, all those people need people to code, people that are coders that can research their information that they have in their systems, compare it to what's in the CPT book, and see if they have the descriptors correct in their EHRs. All those EHR companies hire CPCs. Of course, Amazon just launched a new medical line where they're doing medical office visits with the pharmacy line. They're going to need all coders. Don't forget to check your, I was trying to go to a website for you guys. Let me see. Oh, nope. I want to add a window capture is what I want. And I don't want to do Discord on this one. I want to do YouTube will work. Nope, wrong YouTube. That's chat. How about this one? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, here we go. Let me go find that page real quick. Here we go. So what was I just saying? Oh, so like go to your medical group near me. Oops. And so if I have these medical groups, if they have a website, of course, go to their website, look for careers, and see if they have anything on their page that has careers listed in it. Instead of going to Indeed and all that stuff, see if they have careers on their website. This is a pretty big place. I'm not sure if they have one or not, but if they have one somewhere, then I would look for jobs directly on their websites. Don't forget to, oh yeah, I can't spell career. That ain't gonna work. But going directly to their websites and looking for careers is a lot better than looking for applications through a third-party vendor on like Indeed or whatever else. Also, don't forget to go to your own open houses. Anytime they're building a new hospital or a new wing, anything like that. Don't forget about surgery centers and home health agencies near your town. Home health services near me. They need coders too. All of these people will have websites and look for careers on their websites too. They hire remote coders too. Just lots of possibilities. Don't forget about the EHRs, Epic, and all that stuff. And please don't forget about our Discord group, because I post tons of information from our, even if a job has like an exam that they want you to take, I have pictures of those exams and with their practice questions or whatever else, whatever their real questions. If people are taking online exams to get a job as a coder, I have examples of those in here in our job assessment room, which can be super helpful too. This is one that was a remote job for $32 an hour, which I thought was cool, with Delta Airlines. I mean, it's not medical coding, but $32 an hour, and it's remote. My family, my great-grandfather used to work for Delta Airlines way back in the day. Publishers Clearinghouse got all my inheritance from him, I think, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, anytime I find anything, I'll put it in one of these two rooms, the job assessment or job resources. But here is some more. Anytime I find them, even AAPC is hiring, and they do post all the local job openings for your district or whatever on your own AAPC site membership when you pick a location. And then they also, AAPC is also hiring. You can also look at places like, where was I at with the website? This one? Okay. National companies like NCQA is who I work with for HEDIS measures. They need CPC people too. I know they have a career site because they're always hiring. Don't forget about national committees. This is all remote work. 100% of it is. They do meet for conventions and things, but everything here will be remote probably. So and look for CMS jobs. Don't forget about your health departments. There's a lot of government jobs. You can go to the .gov website and look for their veterans services need coders. They have home health agencies. Don't forget about psychiatric and mental health facilities too need coders. But national organizations also will need coders. Let's see if we can put CPC in here and see what it says. Nothing right there. I wonder what they've got. They've got something. Let's go into HEDIS. HEDIS. I've got all the HEDIS measurements and guidelines in there. So these analyst jobs, measure validation, all that is taking a measure and making sure you've captured the correct CPT code for that. So that right there is something you guys can do. Let me show you back in our Discord group. Where's Discord? There's Discord. Let me bring you guys up Discord again. Discord. So in Discord, I have a room called HEDIS measures right here. And I've got a list right here of all the HEDIS measures. And this is just like for diabetes, we've got blood pressure control. So you know how in the back of the book we've got the category 2 and 3 codes? We have some blood pressure codes back there that are like 120/80, or if their blood pressure is too high or too low. All those codes are going to be right there. Where is my camera? Is it in this one? I always forget which one had the camera. I think it's this one. Yeah. So these category 2 codes are what you're capturing for that blood pressure back here. We've got, if their blood pressure is over 140, we'll capture this CPT code. So HEDIS analysis person is exactly what you guys would be doing for CPC. You could actually do that one right there. Absolutely. And I've got a list of all the HEDIS measures in there. You know, if nothing else, you can say that you have a mentor who is a HEDIS award-winning 3 times in a row. I've won the Bassinger Award 3 times and a Medicare award for HEDIS measures, and you've mentored and studied under this person for, you know, you can add that and just try to work your way into some of these. You got to be bold, but hopefully that helps a little bit to let you know that think outside the box and keep looking. Let me get back to our Word document for today. Yep. And our book here. Let me check chat and see what's going on in that real quick, where I lost that. Let me catch up on chat. Let's see. Thanks, Lydia. I did have a fabulous birthday. Didn't do much, but that's cool. I took a mock exam and I'm nervous about the mock exam. How was the mock exam? Did you score well? Maria says she's diving more into it. Belle says she's hoping the third time is the charm. Yep, it's usually a little tougher the second time. The third time is usually perfect. You've paid to subscribe to the website. I don't have a website, but I do have YouTube subscribing that have remote jobs posted. Have you found the subscription worth it? Oh, for those who have paid for a subscribe website that have remote jobs, have you found that it was worth it? Ooh, I wouldn't pay for that. I'd go find them myself. March Madness. Can you go over sequencing? Yep, I sure can. It's all guideline related, so we have to know our guidelines to know which one goes first, which one goes second, those kind of things, or know what the book is telling you. So, and where to find that info in the book. My next workshop is May 14th, and it's going over 75 questions of all the guidelines and compliance and regulatory and E&M. So that will be a big one for sequencing, of course. I think I found your list. CRC practice question room, 410, could be. Let's see. Yeah, she was talking about risk adjustment. She already had a job. Yeah, that was it. These are really cool places. I see them all the time, no matter where you're at. Thank you, Erin. I think that was Erin. Yeah. Here's a list. I'm going to post it in YouTube chat. I see them all the time. Even Banner is in Arizona. And where she lives was New York, so Banner's everywhere. Molina Healthcare, Healthy First, Embedden Health, Radna, you know, all the radiology companies. I knew I'd remember that. And then the Physitreat, that's one of the mental health places, but they're all online and they need coders. Those were good places. Of course, all scripts. Don't forget that you might be able to find a coder position at all scripts or any kind of medical data warehouse. One of the data warehouses that I work with in California is called MDX Data Warehouse. So before we can send information for billing to CMS, we have to send it to a data warehouse, which will scrub the data and put it in a format that CMS wants it, because formatting your data in your EHR system is not universal. So every medical group and every health plan can make their own system. Like they want this membership ID come before the patient's last name, then they want the first name. Well, our EHR wants the first name first, then the last name, and then we want the membership's ID number brought in, all on these computer data, long strings of numbers. X's and O's, X's and O's. It can be formatted in all kinds of different systems, and then none of those systems talk to each other. So we have, just like we have regional electricity companies or regional gas pipelines, we have regional data warehouses, and we have to contract with them and pay them to send them our data which will scrub it and then send it to Aetna the way Aetna wants it, or the way that CMS wants it, or the way that Medicare wants it, or the way that, and then they'll mess with it, deny, play with it, pay some of that members' claims. They'll send it back to the data warehouse, and then that comes back down to the medical groups. But when it comes back from CMS and the health plans, of course it's all rearranged in their format, but our medical group contract with whatever EHR, which formats it totally different, and then that third warehouse company has to reformat all that data and send it back to us. There's a lot of behind the scenes that goes on in healthcare that people don't know about, but all those places need coders to make sure their systems are running correctly. And that's part of what I do in auditing. But, yep, I put Amazon. Yep, don't forget about your health plans, your pharmacy plans, all those people, all your local groups. Yep, that was the list. You're awesome. The Discord name is medicalcodingbyjen.com. Well, just Medical Coding by Jen. And the link is in YouTube. In my banner, you obviously got to the YouTube because you're here. So in my top banner of Medical Coding by Jen, the top, I've got all the links to like AAPC's Knowledge Center, my TikToks. Discord is right up there. USA Jobs is hiring remote coders. There you go, Jen. I told you, hey, Twinkle. Guess what, Twinkle? Guess who gave me access to stream with dual screens? Finally. I just got to figure out how to do it. They gave it to me about 15 minutes before I started this, so that's cool. All right. All scripts, MDX, yep. If you take your exam in person, have you heard you can take the guidelines or not? I doubt they're going to let you have any piece of paper on your desk in person. If you need the guidelines, they'll be available on your online exam as a PDF that you can touch and look at, but they won't have your notes on it. I mean, your guidelines are in your ICD-10 book, and you've got the ICD-10 book with you. If you have my notes, they're all printed up, but, you know, I don't think you can have any pieces of paper on your desk. They're not even letting opened clear glass containers of candy. Although one person that took it online this weekend did get to have peppermint on their desk in a clear bowl, and then one person didn't. So it's all proctor. Who's the proctor you get? Hey, Blondie. Good to see you. I know. The systems really do not talk to each other. It's crazy. Picture is blurry. Sorry. Hey, Tinder. Hey, Jen. I see that you can use notes online while taking the test. Is that true? Of course. Whatever notes are written in your book, you can use. Absolutely. Thank you, Twinkle. Yep, I gotta send you some screenshots. I actually got through the entire thing. You know, I didn't stream it all on TikTok for one whole week, and they sent me a DM saying, if you're going on vacation, you need to let us know. and then when I clicked on the live button today, it actually showed me, hey, apply now for the ability to use whatever they call it. And I went through the screens, and of course it said I was approved. I don't know if you could see that. I'll have to send you a screenshot, but it says you're approved for 7 days. I get a 7-day trial, and as long as I do good, they approved me. So yeah, finally went through all of it and was able to do it. And it does not say that it has to be gaming. I have to at least go live during the 7 days for 25 minutes 2 times during this trial period. And then they'll reevaluate me. And then if I'm approved, I'll get 120 days. But yep. They did give it to me. But that made me slow down, and I got all brain fog now because I was doing that right before I started the live. I read on AAPC that you can take the guidelines printed with no writing. Aw. Well, I mean, they're in your book, so I'm not sure why that helps. I'm sorry, Heather. I can move the microphone closer to my voice, and we'll see if that helps. I haven't even started anything. What's the peppermint for? The peppermint is because studies have shown that if people that take any exam whatsoever, no matter what it is, and one time you take an exam, you do not have peppermint in your mouth. The next time you take another exam and you do have peppermint in your mouth, every single person that had peppermint in their mouth scored higher on their test than when they don't have peppermint in their mouth. Something about opening up a part of your brain. I've already forgotten it, guys. You guys have to remind me every time. Some sort of gland. Y'all know what it is. But yeah, super cool about that. Let me see. I wanted to go here because this is cool, and I don't know if my computer will let me. Let me change what y'all are seeing. Nope, I want to change to this one. Well, let me change. Let me see if I can close all of these. Will that go away? Now, okay. Now will it let me open up? I guess I could have. Let me add this real quick. Hang on with me. I wanted to play this game. There we go. There we go. So for those people that are on YouTube, Legacy is somebody that's in my YouTube. No, for those of you that are on my Facebook page or Facebook group, Legacy is always posting stuff on my Facebook. I don't know, just tons of stuff. This is the Facebook group. And this Legacy Education, I don't know who they are, but they're always posting. And they posted this, that they created a free study guide for every chapter in Quizlet. So I've gone there, and they've got every chapter, and it's not like practice questions. It's just a name and a definition. So if I picked, which one did I pick? Let's see, this one has 106 terms. This one has 110 terms. So something like this with a bunch of terms. But I don't know if y'all know about this Quizlet thing. If you go over here to the match, you can see that everything's got a name and a definition, But if you go over here to the match, you can play match games against everybody else who's on the internet. And it'll form one of those games, and it'll time you and give you a score on everybody. And right now, how do immunizations work? We're supposed to figure out where the answer is real quick and match the two. Psychological services, stuff like that. So psoriasis, ooh, I could say it today. You know, sometimes I can't say that word. Psoriasis is a chronic condition, right? I like that. Will it let me pick? I don't know if it's working. It may not be working. I was doing this on my phone and playing with it, but of course, when I try to do it on my computer, it's not going to work. Wonder why. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Let's see. Oh, maybe I got to do them, yeah, throw them on top of each other. Okay. A chronic, there we go. Something like that. And y'all can help me pick out the answers. I got to move them. That's what I got to do. I got to bring up y'all's chat so that I can see it too at the same time. Okay, there we go. I worked for the VA for 10 years as a coder. Awesome. Hey, Twinkle. All right. You missed me being on TikTok. I'll be back on there. Wednesday, I'll make sure that I'll be on TikTok streaming. I just got to set it up. I just didn't have enough time right before here. Now y'all know what peppermint's for. All right. Jen, I was looking on AAB's website for how to remove the A off. It's a little confusing. Well, if you do have an associate's degree, you can send those transcripts in to AAPC to get your A removed. Even if you don't, even if you just have a medical course of any hours at all, if you took a boot camp, any of those, send those certificates in. They all add up to whatever the hours are that they're wanting. Send it all in. You need to have classes, and you need to have somebody sign a letter on letterhead to say that they've seen you work in the ICD-10, the CPT, and the HitPix book for 1 year during your duties at whatever job. Sign it, turn it into a PDF, and send that in. So you need those 2 documents, enough class hours, whether it's associates or whatever, plus a letter from somebody. Those 2 things will get rid of your A. All right. What are we doing? I'm going to have to skip some of the chat so that we can do this. What about psychiatric services? Do y'all see something that says psychiatric services? What about that and that? There's the codes. Okay, cool. And then we've got how do immunizations work. Fluid passes through the membrane. No. Substance prepared to kill weakened pathogens. Introduce the body to immunity. Sounds good. Nope. Not immunity. Introduce immune. There we go. That was it. Vaccine. That one. Yep. Dialysate. Yep. And then this one to that one. Perfect. Then we're second place. Somebody else beat us in 32 seconds. And then you can play it again or do something different. But I thought these, a lot of the Quizlet stuff you have to be careful with, because I'm hoping you guys can see this. Can y'all see the screen? A lot of the Quizlets you got to be careful with because the answers they're incorrect. But this legacy people, I think they did a pretty good job. I'll post the link here, and it's just words and definitions, but I'll post the link here in YouTube, and you guys can play around with those. Hopefully y'all were able to see that screen, but they've got tons of terms here. I mean, this one chapter has 240 terms. There's a lot of terms. This Rachel girl went to town. This one's got 444 terms. There's a ton of them. And that's just in anatomy and terminology. And you can play that match game. It's fun. And, anyway, I just thought it was cool. All right, let me get back to our Word document here. And we'll get back to this. And make that bigger. We'll do some of these practice questions in just a second. But just so you know, headers before descriptors, especially in the nervous system, go through your codes, look for what's in the parentheses. If it's an each, it's times. That means it gets no modifier 50, right? No. Mod 50. My cat is behind me snoring. If it tells you to use a code with another code, I mark those in green. If it tells you not to, those are in red. If it says it's everything in this descriptor except something, then I mark it out. If it says without, except, whatever. This one says without transposition, so we're going to put one line through it. My kids are trying to get it. If it tells you to use a modifier with it, I mark those in blue stars. Super helpful. And then the next thing that I'll do is I have an excision and then I have an excision. Excision of what? This is a neuroma and this is a neurofibroma. So our fib is our big difference between this one code and that code. So that difference is going to go here compared to what this one is, because AAPC likes to pick the codes that are super similar like these. They might not pick the implantation because that's different, but these two excisions are super similar. They're both cutaneous nerve, so they're super close. There's just 3 little digits right there that are the difference. Well, 5. It's got an ROFIB, and that's important. So knowing the codes that are the same exact descriptor start off, those are the ones you want to make sure that you at least know the differences of those before you do anything else. I know I make a lot of notes in my notes. You don't need everything, but ones that start out with suture of. This one is a digital nerve. This is each additional nerve of the foot and hand. Know where you're at. This is suture of one nerve, and then this is going to be a suture of each additional nerve. We got sutures of posterior, so putting posterior underneath here. This one is for major peripheral. Where did we have another peripheral? No, we got digital, so put digital underneath that. Median, ulna, posterior, major peripheral, sciatica. Then this is each additional major peripheral when there's extras. Just knowing the difference before your exam is super helpful, so you don't have to figure out the similar ones during the middle of your exam. And that's what I'll go through here and do as I'm going, is putting those little differences down. So for the ones that I've already done, if it's unilateral or bilateral, one word difference, super cool. If it's to fix a certain condition, usually or always, like this one, the 64615 is for chronic headaches. I'll let you know that. Super helpful to know that one. Anything else, like you can only bill it once per session. You can't bill it twice. You can't times it. If this one is for one side of the face, you can't just bill it twice or add a modifier to get it to be added to the second side of the face. This one's just strictly unilateral. If you want both, you're going to go to a bilateral one. I'll add that info in there for you. But most of the time the codes are just an exchange or a removal or a revise or an insertion. And those are cool. You can just leave those alone. This was an excision. This one's an implantation. Just highlight those one-word differences and move on. You don't need to know a whole lot of other stuff because you're only implanting with this code. You're only excising with that code. But when you have two excisions on the same page, be sure and write your one-word differences. Super helpful. Mark whether you need modifiers or not. If they exclude something, it's nice to put a line through it because it looks like it includes sciatica, but it doesn't. And I would only know that if I went through the code descriptor ahead of time. So that's all that. Let me get down to our practice questions, and I can hide this for tonight for a minute. And we can play around with some of these. I've been trying to write some of my own questions for you guys, especially for the guidelines and stuff coming up on that workshop. So a couple of these we might need to review. I posted one on Facebook I was working on a guideline for diabetes. It's such a pain in the butt to write those. So y'all been helping me on Facebook write some of them. But here we've got 3 that are in the ICD-10 book. And what I like to do is, when I can find my ICD-10 book, is just know my differences between those subsections. We know that the eyes, if you just look at their subsection, it says that the I is for diseases of the circulatory system, and then our Z's are for status indicators, history of, that kind of thing, unless it's cancer. So just knowing that much, am I dealing with diseases of the circulatory system? If I have that in my head right now, circulatory system, or am I dealing with a disease process? Whoop. There we go. Let me bring up chat and see what you guys are talking about. Yep, those are the discounts. Yep. Winter Eyes, did she pass? No, yay. That's awesome. Congratulations. That was like 3 this weekend that I found so far. I haven't played around and looked around much. I've been really super busy. My oldest and I are going out of town on Friday, and we'll be back on Monday. So, and we just planned one more trip that we're going to do May 5th, and we'll be back on that Monday, whatever Monday is, the 8th, Monday the 8th. So 2 weekend trips really fast. One to see Redmond, Washington, and one to see something. It's kind of like Parvo, but Provo, Utah? I don't know. But anyway, we're going to both of those places for some reason. So, this question. Bring back up chat real quick. Yay. Yep. Let's see. Winter Eye says, I came in because I passed Friday, and I wanted to thank you all for all these practice questions that helped, Jen. I want to wish everyone else good luck too. Aw, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I know you've been in here watching me forever. Hey, Suzette, I'm just getting started. Don't worry about being late. All right, let's check out our question. What do you guys think? Are we dealing with circulatory issues? Where's my delete button? Or are we dealing with statuses for this patient? Return for normal follow-ups. She's here for a post follow-up hospital for a recent admission for an acute stroke. This one's guideline related. What are we doing? Anybody want to answer? How many do I have in here? I gotta go check. I gotta go check. I got 88 of you guys. Oh my. So let's gift somebody some memberships. And it usually gives out to the people that are chatty the most. I don't have any idea who wins, but let's throw a subscription in there and see. If you're brand new here in my YouTube chat, there's 3 little dots in the top right hand corner of this big green box I just threw in there. Click that and click the thing that says accept gifts if you see it, and then that way I can send you a gift of a free YouTube membership if you would like to win one. And it looks like Suzette just won. Congratulations. I hope the membership helps you out. And A, B, C, D, E, F, I. And who is that? Just a shot in the dark. Well, let's go to our I-69, right? I-69 30. I-69. I-69s, do they have anything that we need to know about before we code them? This is all under sequela for cerebral vascular disease. That up here and get you guys to where y'all can see this. So just like with a fractured leg or something or another, is she here today? For a sequela of cerebral disease effect today. And it says right here, under it, excludes personal history of any ischemic defect at all. That Z, what have we got on this thing? Z86, yeah, is on here. The 73 is on this page. And I bet they want to know, do we know the guideline that's tied to this code and of course this code? Do we know the guidelines related to these? And what does the excludes mean? The exclude one. Yep. That means that B is going to be correct. She didn't have, she spent 3 days in the hospital. Her exam is normal today with no current defects. So we know she's not having a sequel effect like long-term disability or something that happened from this. She just had whatever ischemic occlusion that happened and blocked her circulatory system that day, was resolved in the hospital, and her physical exam for today is showing no sequel effect at all. So, yep, we're going to pick our history of. There's your fancy rationale. For that one, we did get some TikTok money today too. I have for the YouTube subscribers for the past 2 months, you have to make at least $50 or they don't send you any money. So last month we didn't get anything, but this month I got, because I think I have like 18 TikTok subscribers, I get $2 per whatever person, so it's 18. So I combined, so we ended up with enough to where we got $50 yesterday. So that's cool. I'll turn it back into YouTube subscriptions, I guess. It's the easiest thing. Plus, they gave me, I think because I haven't been live on TikTok, a YouTube subscription to give away to somebody. So during my next live, I'll figure out how to give that away too. Anyway, which of documentation may be used to report an SDOH Z code? And if you don't know your acronym, Google it, figure it out, and write it in your books so that you've got it for this exam, because you might get asked. Thank you for the thumbs up on YouTube. And then Wednesday, when we're back live on TikTok at the same time, I always appreciate that tapping of the screen, but they make you tap the whole time I'm live, so at least on YouTube, it's just one thumbs up helps. Excludes 1 is there. I just showed it to you in my book, and it's at, go to I-69. Not the individual numbers all the way down, but yeah. Yeah, I just did a video recently about the top, I don't know, I think I got 8 of them in there. The top 8 guidelines that you need to know and how to deal with them. The best advice is to move the, sorry, I was trying to find my little page. Move the guidelines to the codes. So I went over the 7th characters. I went over symptoms, acute and chronic. I went over burns, OB, HIV, and adverse effect. Those are all some of your key ones they usually always ask on the exam. You don't need to know all the guidelines, but these are some of the best ones to go over and know. And I have, I'll show you in just a second, some cool tips on that kind of stuff. See if I have it in this one. So on my website, Medical Coding by Jen, I have notes, but like if you have a guideline, like must include a secondary code from Z3A if you're dealing with pregnancy, then go move that guideline to your pregnancy ICD-10 codes. Just write it at the top. And then every time you write an example, you've got your Z3A on all of your examples written in here. It's super helpful. When they tell you when a delivery occurs, you're supposed to sequence the condition that prompted the admit and then any complications after it. So I just write my guidelines at my codes. If you have burn guidelines, go to the burn section, write your guidelines there. Your hypertension, your injuries, move those there. All that kind of stuff. Just move it to the codes. That's super helpful. Then you don't have to memorize anything and you've got it with your codes. Super helpful. Anybody got answers for this one? Social determinants of health. I figured somebody would write it in there for you. Yep. We've got D, any of the above. So, yep, we can use any documentation that's in the clinical note, in an educator's note, specialist consult. We can add those. Yep. We can get social determinants from all those outside records too, so that's cool. Which of the following conditions is a social determinant of health? Is it poorly controlled diabetes, lack of access to transportation, being severely malnourished, or paralysis due to stroke? What do you think? Thank you, YouTube members, also. Super nice of you guys. I hope the videos are super helpful, especially the book prep videos. There you go, Alexis. You just got a YouTube membership for a month. The best thing about those is you get access to the workshop videos where if you're low in like lab and path or cardiology, you can go to those old workshops as long as the workshops are older than 90 days. Then you can watch those videos and you can pause at the questions and try to work them out yourself and then move on, see if you got the answer right. Best way, most efficient way to go through a ton of questions and see if you can't build up your skills in those questions. I hope that's helpful for you, Alexis. Lack of transportation, you're welcome. Let's see. Yep, lack of transportation. Good job. All right, here's an CPT. If you're already reading the question, you're doing it wrong. Make sure you guys are looking at the answers first. I see it's the same code written 4 times. The only thing is whether I need a modifier or not. So let's see, if we use 58, what's going on if we're using 58? That is a staged or related procedure. Get my penny out. If it's 76, we have a repeat with the same doctor. And if it's 78, we've had a complication. So how would we code a return to the OR when we have positive margins? Would that need a modifier? And if so, which one would it need? Computer's slow. What do you guys think? Change this down to all chat. Maybe that'll come through faster. We got 1C. Susanna, brave soul. Repeat procedure by the same physician. "58 is a staged or related procedure by the same physician during a postoperative period." "78 is a complication. Did the patient have a complication? Is she bleeding out internally?" AAPC has lots of information about SDOH. Ton of stuff in their Knowledge Center about it. A lot of practice exams free monthly in their monthly magazine about SDOH also. That's where I get a lot of those practice exam questions. It's from the free monthly magazine we get. Yep, they had to re-excise. 58. It is related. It's so hard sometimes to see the difference between, especially 76 and 58. They can be so similar. But you can use this example as something to write down in your book so you don't have to memorize this the next time. So I like to use our front cover of our CPT book because they have a quick little list right here. We can go to 58 right here that's staged, and we can put return for positive margins. That way when we see it again, we won't have to second guess. I have complications next to 78. I have other little tips on some of the other ones, but if you get one wrong, or even if you get one right, it's always handy. Just go write that example down near the code that it affects. That way, if you have deer in headlights and your brain goes completely blank for this whole exam, and you're doing, your exam for real, you've got everything that you do know and everything you don't know with the codes or with the modifiers there for you to reference. This needs to be your Google. This book is everything that you want to Google. It should be all right here. That way it's you won't have access to Google when you're taking the exam and you're going to be under stress. It's always handy. Just take a few seconds and go write that down. And sometimes, a lot of times, if you're in the business and you're billing, no one's going to accept that modifier, or they're going to want this other one. That's a hindrance for you because you're in the business. This isn't payer-related knowledge that you need to present. You need to present what AAPC wants as the answer, or what CCS wants as the answer, or NHA. I use questions from everybody's testing examples, and just keep that in mind if some of you are doing actual billing and stuff. We're not concerned about payer info. We're concerned about what our national certificate people want to see as an answer. So make your notes accordingly. All right, let's see. If we are excising a cyst, where are we going to be? Integumentary, musculoskeletal. If we're in integumentary, where are we going to be? Oh, it's trash day. It's trash day. Got to take the trash cans down. I don't have workshops on May 5th. I have a duck class at 8:30 in the morning. My flight doesn't leave until 3:30 in the afternoon or something like that. So no worries. I got you guys. No worries. But it's just a duck class. That's a Friday. It says deep superfascia. So look in your integumentary book and let's check out my notes that I have. Remember in the very beginning of our integumentary section, I drew in this chart to help you guys remember that if we're from here to here in the dermis and epidermis, we're in integumentary. If we're in the fascia and below here, subcutaneous tissue, we are in the 2000s. So if you're getting deep into fascia area right here, we're in the 20,000 codes. So anything above is going to be an integumentary. That's why lipomas, masses, gunshot wounds, stabbing victims, they're all in the musculoskeletal section. And then everything else above it in the dermis or epidermis is in the 10,000s. Right there. So if they say the word F, and they even said the word below fascia, right? They said sub, below the fascia, and they said the word deep. There's a reason why. It's because you're going to be tricked, and you're going to be in musculoskeletal. How many of y'all got that one right? Most everybody was A. Few C's. All right. T code. Would we be doing a 1 or a 2? Do we need the placeholder? What's going on? We have a patient who presents in the emergency room for a heroin overdose. And it was accidental. What do you guys think? Yep. The online and in-person exams are multiple choice. If you're taking the CCS exam, the last 10 questions are a matching game, but the rest of it is multiple choice. What do you guys think? I only have 6 people scheduled for this Friday's duck class. I think I got to put some people in there. Who have I got to put in there? Yep. I got to add some folks. My instructor wants us to go to the index first and not look at the answers. What's the index going to tell you? It's going to tell you to go look in the back of the book. All you need to know is which one of these numbers is for accident, is all you need. Like if a doctor does it to you and it was unintentional, I know the number's always 5. Just learning which one is for accident is all you need. And our accidents are a 1. If a doctor prescribes you Demerol or whatever and your heart stops, the 5th digit will always be a 5. It's kind of handy to know those little things for the exam, for quicker in and out of the exam questions without having to go anywhere to look for the answer. Which of the following should be done when reporting cannabis use? DUT classes are for people who have not passed their certification exam. They kind of want tutoring with me, but due to high demand, I don't have any tutoring one-on-one available right now. But I do small classes on Friday mornings, and I prepare questions that are tougher than the normal questions, more guideline related stuff you need to know that's at a higher level than just coding question, like the previous question. Something that would be guideline related, I don't know. I try to make them tougher, but and we do those for 2 hours on Fridays. The classes are $5. You get access to the replay for 30 days. So even if you can't attend, you can watch the replay for 30 days. And then those videos after 30 days get put on for the YouTube membership people to be able to watch. So first thing you got to figure out, are you an all or an all, or are you going to be an only? What's your guideline for cannabis use? Yeah, that's why I make the replay available. That way y'all can watch it whenever you get a chance. Probably in person if you wanted to use sticky fingers in person, but online exam, they probably will not let you do that. They won't even allow an ink pen on the desk, so. What do you guys think on this one? Anybody gonna answer? We got some A's. Okay. Let's see. Got D on this one. I got the official guidelines down here. I don't know where this question came from. I'm looking at it like, I'll look at it later. All right. When should coders report a code from a subcategory F1298? When a provider thinks that another diagnosis of cannabis use, when the provider links another chapter 5, when a provider links a physical disorder, or when a provider links a mental disorder. Oh. So, F12 is gotta be, is it a code also? Let's go see if F12 is a code also. If it is, that would be B. That makes sense to me, but I gotta see. Is there A, B, C, D, E, F? All right. F12. It excludes 98, 98, 98. Abuse or dependency. With other, yep, the 98, it says it is unspecified with other induced cannabis disorders. So it's with. I like B. What do you guys think? It's not a code also, but the code descriptor says that it is a code that goes with one. So I like B. Some of that coding clinic mess. I tried buying all those books. That's a lot of books to buy because they release one every single year. Internal medicine physician. What's he wanting? Is he wanting a 3, an 8, or a 9? If we look at our R10s, all we got to do is see what R1 is, R3, R8, and R9. Should be able to pick it out. R10. Abdominal pain. Unspecified. They're just saying right side, but it doesn't say whether it's upper or lower. It's not even, it's not saying it's a rebound. It's not saying it's a quadrant. It's not saying it's acute, and it's not saying it's chronic. So is this one 9? Audio's goofy again. It's probably just me that's goofy. It's probably just me. The kids are doing Lord of the Rings. But you see how the abdominal pain is just, it's not saying it's acute. It's not saying it's a chronic. It's not saying upper left, upper lower. There's no description to this besides right-sided. But all the right-sided stuff says quadrant or epigastric or lower quadrant. We're not getting any of that info from the chart. So I guess we're just super non-specific. Probably have to query the doctor, but for now we'd be a D10, right? Or an R10-9, sorry. I don't know where I'm getting the D from. Oh, because D is the answer. That's right. Super unspecified. All right. S42s. Are we a 20, a 21, a 29 or a 92. Those are our differences. Is that fourth and fifth digit? What's our differences? Our S's. S42, A, B, C, D. I know where the S's are. Okay, S42. S42. In the nervous system, there was a lot of codes deleted too in the CPT book. So if you're in the 2022 book this year, there was a lot of deleted codes. I haven't seen any new add-on ones. There's some new add-on guidelines, but not, there's a lot of deleted codes. Let's see, S42. Where are we at? 20. A's at the end of each question, so we don't have to worry about that. Are we unspecified fracture of the upper end of the left humerus? Are we left? We are left of the humerus. We are. Where's the proximal? You have to know where the proximal is on a humerus. The CPT descriptor doesn't say anything other than the upper end of the humerus. And you got to convert the word proximal to see if you're in the right area. 15 is non-displaced. We don't have that information. We do have that information. We do have non-displaced. But this says the neck of the humerus. This one says neck. Is that proximal? That's just garbage. And 95 says upper end of the left humerus. Huh. What's the difference between the upper end of the left? Unspecified, and then the 95 is other non-displaced fracture. Other or unspecified? Are we doing unspecified or are we doing other? But they're both at the upper ends. Unspecified or other. Oof. Definitely not in the neck. Thank you, Twinkle. Good night, guys. Hopefully the replay will be better and there won't be a lot of lag. I'm sorry, guys. Good night, Miggy. See you Wednesday. I hope it's better. Sorry. Let's see. Let me see if I can grab this and move that back down. Let's see. Does that make a difference? I think that makes a difference for you guys. I had moved the thingy around. So, A is unspecified upper end of the humerus, and C is other upper end of the humerus fracture. which one would you do? Y'all like C? I like A. You don't want to pick, if you have any kind of, because that's going to say it's an other type of fracture, like a different type of fracture, but we just have a non-displaced normal fracture. It might be unspecified, but it's not an other type of fracture. So, yeah, I like A for that one. And who won? Who won the chat? Somebody, Jeanette, won the membership. Yes, next class is this Friday? It's April 28th. Yes. Yeah. I just sent you a link, I think, Twinkle. Yeah. Not this Friday, next Friday. Yeah. We only got 6 in it. My flight leaves earlier this Friday at like 1 o'clock. So next vacation, it leaves at 3 o'clock. So I got 2 hours. But this one leaves at 1 o'clock. It's a 2-hour drive to Vegas. Could probably do it. But I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But it is C for this one. Chat is just even my Windows is being super slow. Super slow. I'm going to get down here to some E&Ms. Stuff that I know you guys are really in need of. I have a whole list of the winners of the cups too at the end. What is going on here? Oh yeah, we went over this the last time in our last class. So this one's cool because if you have a provider billing for a calendar month of 45 minutes, but then you also have an RN who's going to bill in the same calendar month of 60 minutes for the same patient during the same month, you can't have 2 people billing concurrently during the same visits. So we have to take her 60, we have to minus the 45 from the doctor. She's left over, or he is left over with 15 minutes that they can bill for the month. Gets to bill for their 45 and 15 minutes for the month. So that just gets thrown out in the wash. And only the provider in this particular question gets to bill. And the rest is just propaganda for you to worry about. So our answer is just simply the one code by itself. That's it. All right, the choice on whether an incision and drainage code is to be simple or complicated is based on which of the following. Is it a provider's discretion? Is it a CPT code description? Is it the length of time the provider spends with the patient? Or per the insurance company's policy? Who won? Jeanette won. Aw. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome, Jeanette. You'll be able to watch all those workshops and the book prep videos. Good night. Sorry, Jada, it was cut off. I didn't mean to. This is just the provider's discretion. Nothing fancy there. They'll tell you whether it was complicated, stressful, took longer time, that kind of stuff. The provider will tell you. Correct code for our cyst that has abscess is going to be R91. Not too hard on that one. If we have a psychotherapy session that exceeds 80 minutes, what are we going to bill? How are we supposed to bill for this one? I got a green light on. I don't know, maybe there's no wind outside. I don't know why we would have any kind of disruption of the internet. Oh, you know, my son says something about the red. I do have, hold on. Let me take my phone off of Wi-Fi. Yeah, my internet. My internet must be bad because those red numbers, they're not supposed to be red. That's like my output is not supposed to be red. So I'm not sure why they're red, but my internet is slow at rendering something or another. Oh, Lord. So probably not a good day to do questions, but to probably answer more questions if anybody has any. This one's B and C, both together. And payers do not want to see which one of the following when they're looking for documentation of an audit. Is it a treatment plan, patient's progress, their history, or a current diagnosis? You're looking for an incorrect answer on this one. Still didn't hear anything. Aw. Okay. Well, since it's going so bad, I'll just end the live here and I'll try again on Wednesday night. Let me get down here to the last page where everybody has whether we won or not, so they could see if they won right here. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. That is the list Winners of the list of the cups, be sure and email Twinkle your mailing address if you want one. When I come back from this weekend's trip, I'll ship those out. So those are like YouTube names, TikTok names, or names off of email addresses of people that